Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Table Talk. I'm your host, Jake Combs, and tonight we are looking at the first expansion for Warhammer Quest Cursed City called Nightwars. So let's go ahead and open this bad boy up and take a look. Now, for this expansion, it does show on the back that you are going to need to have some other models that do not come in the actual box set itself. So specifically, those would be Lady Anika, Radukar the Beast, Kritza the Rat Prince, some Fellbats, and the new Vampire Lord on foot. Anticipating this early on, we had actually got all of those except for the Fellbats. And so they're actually already painted and ready to go for the game. Now, before we get into this, my expectation for the next expansion is probably going to add the Direwolves, and I'm willing to bet we're going to see a pair of new heroes added. The father-daughter duo of Witch Hunters, last name is Van Denst. I don't remember their first names. So that's my prediction for what's next after this. And nothing I've read indicates that this is the final expansion. So let's go ahead and dive in. Now, one thing I see immediately is that we have this kind of cardboard divider folding system going on here. So let's pull the whole thing out. All right. So we have a bag of cards as well as our hunter card. Here we have the quest book as well as our tokens. It looks like that's actually it. All right, so we'll set that aside. So let's go ahead and open this. For some reason tonight, it's just not tearing as easily as I would like. Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay. Cleared the corner finally. Alright, so in the tokens, one of them we have is a rat swarm. We have these number counters. These 4 number tokens. We have 3 skulls. Looks like, or 4 skulls. Forgot about the one down here. We have some additional map tokens, which are double-sided. Some other tokens, I don't remember what these are for. These eyeball tokens. On the other side, they're crows as well as the skulls. And then we have the different targets listed right across here. Oop. One of the tokens fell out, but that's okay. All right. Then we have our actual quest book itself. So because of the fact that the models come separately, there's no assembly instructions or anything like that to worry about. So in the quest book, it covers basically what happens next. So anyone that's played to the end of Cursed City will have, presumably anyway, that if they successfully completed it, will have, defeated Radukar and his legions, and this brings in more vampires to deal with, and other foes. So we have the decapitation tokens, the hunted tokens, the amulet right half token, twisted sigil token, and rune lock token. Those are those smaller square ones. Hi, Hazel. Kitty's decided to join us. Don't mind her. And then it shows our new enemies up close. So Radukar, even though he was defeated in Ulfenkarn for Cursed City itself, now he's back with a vengeance, bigger and badder than ever, and absolutely love that model. It's one of my favorite models that I've painted in a long time. Definitely really enjoyed the Vampire Lord, as well as Lady Anika and Kritza. The lore behind Kritza I thought was actually really interesting, because there's always these old stories about how vampires can turn into bats, but Kritza turns into a swarm of rats. I've never heard of vampires turning into a swarm of bats before, and I know with the old Warhammer fantasy battles, I believe that there was actually a swarm of bats that a vampire could turn into. I don't know if it was just like a specific one that could do it, or if multiples. It's been so long since I played that version of games, but in this, he is basically wearing like a cloak of giant rats bodies and can turn into the swarm, and it's a pretty crazy concept. And from what I remember reading, he's not super fond of Radukar. Mostly terrified of Radukar. We have some details about the city in agony, individual blurbs about each of the new vampires, our overall battle, and then going into the Nightwars. Specifically, we have some new rules. Closed gateways cannot be moved through by heroes, and spaces touching them on different board tiles are not considered to be adjacent to each other. A hero that is next to a closed gateway that is touching 2 or more board tiles can make the open 4+ action. And it says new champions, and then it describes the new villains. So kind of an odd choice of words, if you ask me. There's giant hostiles that says it can be placed. I don't know if it's referring to actual giants or if it's talking about just the fellbats because of how huge they are. And then we have purge journeys with some purge maps, sabotage journeys with sabotage maps, pillage journeys, decapitation journeys, crisis tables. And if I remember right, the crisis tables are basically if you're going to die, you would roll on that table to determine if you're actually going to. And then the last one is Carmilla's Doom. Or nope, I don't know what I was thinking. Missed a page. Thirst Awakened, Desperate Frenzy, and the Final Showdown. So in the Final Showdown, you have Kritza, Carmilla Dusang, which is the Vampire Lord on foot, and Lady Anika. And none of them can be stunned during this battle. The waves are essentially endless. So basically, you want your best of the best to go into this battle and be ready to go. But for the most part, most of them don't really look like you actually need anything other than what they had on the box. but really looking forward to getting in there and playing this expansion. Now let's take a look at the cards themselves. Let's see what we have in here. All right, so these are all the actual smaller cards, and then the actual stat cards for all of the enemies, and then including a card version of the hunt. So definitely gonna need those. We have our envelope for level 2 vampiric powers. So we're not gonna open that one. All right, and then we have weapons, armor, treasures, traps, crises, realm stone. So a lot more discovery cards. And then with the weapons, we have some encounter cards as well. And then cards for each enemy. And then our trait cards for each one, depending on which status they're in, if they're awakened or not. And this one is level 3 vampiric powers, and then some more discovery treasures. So let's go ahead and just take a look at one. Emblem of Sigmar. A hero with this treasure card can use it at any time during their activation. This hero is inspired, then discard the card. So basically, if you have that card, you can use it on one of your units to give them a much needed boost. Really looking forward to diving in there and getting back into the cursed city of Ulfenkarn. Really excited to get to use my other Soulblight Gravelord models for this. Just need to get started with some Fellbats here, which I plan on doing so soon, I would say within the next couple weeks. But I don't remember if I actually said it at the beginning. This box was provided by Games Workshop for the purpose of this video. As of today, the date that this video goes live, this is available for pre-order. But like I said, they sent us the advanced copy for this video. But that's it for tonight. I want to thank you guys all for watching as usual. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button for me, because it helps us out a lot. As soon as we can hit 1,000 followers, that means that we're going to be able to get that custom URL on our site to actually speed that process along. So definitely something we would appreciate you doing. Now, if any of you have any predictions of what you think is next in store for Cursed City, or if you have ideas of what you think will be in the next Warhammer Quest series, please share that with us. Let us know what you think. And we would definitely be interested in listening and continuing that discussion with you there. But again, thank you guys all for watching, and I hope you have yourselves a great night.